What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Cree back with another video. Man, TK Kirkland, everybody's drunk uncle, man. He is talking like a drunk uncle now. He says a lot of people don't see that Sinners is a slave movie and Hollywood tried to be smart. Oh my god. Y'all check this out. I ain't even gonna waste your time. Here we go.
Sinners is a great movie, but it's deep and people don't see what I'm seeing because I'm older. Hollywood will always greenlight a slave movie.
Facts.
That's what they say.
And in this movie, even though it has a hidden message, it's still a slave movie. And what Hollywood did was they put vampires and singing involved
To mask.
to confuse you, to make you think that was really some fly shit. The acting was phenomenal because to see Michael B. Jordan play a twin.
Yeah,
That was
That
tough.
beginning scene was the flyest
I didn't
shit
expect to like.
I've ever seen in
long
movie
time.
history.
Yeah, that was a long.
And I think Delroy Lindo was the undercover star. Like he was acting his ass off.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job.
That's
But
tough.
it's that movie. The hidden message to that movie was that the white man always takes from us music, our style, our sinners, our style, our swag, and it meant that when they were saying invite me in, it was hitting message because we invite them into our world and then they take over. And that's what it was. So he was giving subliminal messages in the movie. And like I told somebody the other day, I said, that went over a lot of niggas' head.
Yep.
Because niggas ain't thinking like that. I think it's great that that's the message.
Yeah.
But niggas ain't thinking. I know I was thinking it.
All right, let's get down to business. Sinners is not a slave movie. Let's just get that off top. Maybe he meant something else. The era that is taken from is an era that, obviously those type of things happen. We all know the history of, black people in America, but the thing he's missing a couple things. This is obviously based on a little religion. It's based on lore, vampire lore. It's a twist on a lot of things. Um, it's not because it's because white people take everything from us. Oh, yeah. I think this movie is very powerful, is empowerment, and it's a real look into culture. It's not a slave movie, yo. And obviously, if you make a movie in that era, you're gonna have, you know, good white people, you're gonna have racist white people, you're gonna have all kinds of things going on. And I think this is why TK Kirkland don't need to talk. He don't need to talk. Because this is not representative of what the movie is and encompasses. And just on the creative side, it takes urban lore, it takes just lore from, you know, the culture of vampires and horror elements. It adds music that you wouldn't even expect, music connected to your soul. It's so complex and deeper than if you only see, oh, white people is taking over, then you did not understand the context of everything that went on in the movie. Yes, the inviting in, that's surface level. That's almost like the regular vampire lore. See, he doesn't even know what he's really talking about sometimes. And I think, older guys like this, they just ramble. They want to make sense out of nothing. Um, Not saying that some of the stuff he's saying is kind of on point. Yes, you know, there was a time when white people didn't want to make movies other than if it was a slave movie. But this is not a slave movie. You didn't see one single well, I don't want to say you didn't see a single slave, but this was very different from a slave movie. A slave movie is getting beat up by the slave, then trying to rebel, but falls in love with a white girl, and that. Nah, 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 nah. Nah. Let's be more nuanced than that, man. Stop talking, TK Kirkland. And I think overall, what you get out of it is what you get out of it, but don't spread that type of message. Yes, it is true. Again, Hollywood only will greenlight certain types of movies, but it takes a smart person like Ryan Coogler to put together something that stretches beyond your imagination of what you even perceive it to be. And I think, yes, maybe some white people consider it a slave movie, but it's not at all. But let me know how y'all think or what y'all think. And let me know if y'all think TK is on the ball or not. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Cree back with another video, man. Oh my God. Y'all already know, man. Shout out to Ironheart Riri. You know what I'm saying? The racism and the criticism, the deep criticism for the show is already out. Not even giving it a chance. I haven't seen it yet. I will be seeing it this weekend. But I got to report on this because it's my I guess my duty to give my opinion on these crazy people. Here we go. Y'all check out what this TikToker had to say.
Oh my God, I wonder what this nerd-erotic panel of men and people not of color have to say about a show with a young black female lead. There has to be some genuine commentary happening here, right? Some thoughtful, nuanced breakdown, right?
My stepdad
Black girl
used to say
magic.
the best way to know a thing
My stepdad, because my real dad
is to
left
take it
me.
apart.
Are they gonna play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know. This is a
I'm
show about black
confused.
people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know if I'm supposed to like it or not.
Yeah.
You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
You heard it. You heard what they said. I don't need to repeat it. You already know what it was. That wasn't criticism. That wasn't analysis. That was straight up mockery. And not just of Ironheart, but of black culture, black families, black identity. And that smug little tone they had while saying it wasn't accidental. That was intentional. That was meant to belittle, to devalue, to turn a show featuring a brilliant young black girl into a punchline. You hear a black girl mention her stepdad and your first instinct is to laugh. You hear certain music and you start making assumptions about what kind of show this is going to be. You're not pointing anything out. We're not learning anything from you. You're just trying to get a laugh at the expense of blackness. Like it's worthless.
What would her Jarvis be called?
Jemima.
Jarvisqua. I already said Jarvisqua.
Jaquisha.
I think Jamichael works good.
I'm going with Shanae.
I'm going to go with shit.
Oh, they made me want to beat them up.
Likely.
Shit, I think you mean Shathiad.
Joanna man.
Joanna man.
You want an Iron Man?
Joanna Iron Man.
You want a father?
And then the names. The whole joke about what her AI would be called wasn't even creative. It was just a laundry list of the most stereotyped, overused characters you could pull from your mental filing cabinet, labeled things I think sound ghetto. You're not critiquing the show. You're flexing your own biases and trying to get a room full of yes men to laugh along with you.
You know, they need to be thankful there's Marvel fatigue and nobody's gonna, except for Disparu and a couple people here are gonna watch that fucking show.
I've been looking forward to this for months.
Oh, I have too. Like nobody's even gonna bother. Like, and nobody's gonna watch that.
And then saying the show is lucky no one's gonna watch it because of Marvel fatigue. You're not talking about fatigue. You're hoping people don't tune in.
Yo, where these people at? Y'all give me the address.
You want this to fail, not because of its quality or storytelling, but because a young black girl is at the center of it. That's what you meant. We all heard it. And I don't care what else you said in that video. I don't care what your larger point was supposed to be. Once you let that kind of mess fly, the rest is irrelevant. You can't bury that under 7 more minutes of so-called commentary. You said what you said, loudly and proudly, surrounded by a panel of people who didn't push back for a second. Not one black voice. And I already know some of y'all thought it was hilarious. But let me tell you something. This is exactly how bias stays alive. This is how people learn it's okay to laugh at what they don't understand and who they don't respect. It's not funny. It's never been funny. So watch Ironheart. Not because it's perfect, not because it's Marvel, but because Riri Williams matters. Because her story deserves to be told. Because representation like this matters to kids growing up in a world still full of this kind of trash.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God, I wonder.
I agree. I agree. And it's a shame, man, because these types of characters, like the Ironheart character, who else? The Ironheart character, the Young Avengers. These are not necessarily for adults. These are for young kids, young impressionable kids that have somebody who looks like them and represents, you know, I guess their age group or their, you know, their things and like that. And it sucks that a whole bunch of grown men get on there and act like that. You know, it really does. It really does, man. I man, y'all give me the give me the address. I want to do something, but I will say this. It's expected in this internet era. You're allowed to say the most heinous things and get away with it, and then you know when you get beat up, you get a no GoFundMe or whatever for your legal fees and victimhood that you're gonna claim after you get beat up or whatever happens to you. But I do agree. I do agree. It's a shame because young black kids already have a lot of obstacles when they're before they're born and when they're born and throughout the duration of their life. And it's a shame to see grown white men get on camera dishing like this. Imagine how it makes these young kids feel, you know. Even if it's not a black child, even if it's a Mexican child, Asian child, they like diversity is always good. Um, again, this sucks. This sucks. I'm going to the next one because I got another one, and we're just gonna check it out. All right, this guy said he breaks down Ironheart also, and excuse me if I don't know everybody's name. I have a busy schedule, so I try to give everybody credit. But here we go.
Apparently, people were reviewing Ironheart negatively before the show came out publicly. Another DI creation of Marvel. No struggle. She's just naturally smart because she's black and a woman. I didn't know that someone that had to overcome losing her dad, her best friend, and her stepfather had everything handed to her. But even if Riri Williams was a genius who didn't have to struggle, comic book fans love that when it happens to white people. Nobody ever saw Tony Stark go study, and he owes most of what he has to his daddy. Stephen Strange, Reed Richards, Dr. Doom, Hank Pym. They show up with ego and bravado, and nobody has a problem relating to them. But if a black woman exhibits the exact same behavior, you hate her character. And that sort of bias is why we need shows like this. And if you're so threatened by black confidence that you review bomb a show where it comes up fictionally, go get some therapy!
Okay, what he's talking about before the show even came out. they review bombed it. You know, the haters review bombed it. They do a lot of shows like that. A lot of Marvel shows actually get review bombed, but a lot of black shows also get review bombed. This is an ongoing problem, but what it was saying is, before the show even came out, like more than hours, I think almost 10 hours before the show came out, it had very bad reviews, and I don't know why they put out you can vote on it before the show came out, but it happened. But they did eventually catch them all and ban all the people. But it's a shame. Again, representation is always good. For me, representation is nationwide pride. It's national pride, because we can show the world that you can become from a variety of different backgrounds and excel at what you do. But it hurts the American dream, American culture, when you have so many people wanting the destruction of another person. You know, I'm not giving no excuses on either side, but I just think this is a poor American trait. It's a poor human trait, because humans are like that overall. But I would expect America, because America's so young as far as being a country, and it excelled at a lot of things. And the only reason why America excels so much is because of the diversity that it has in it. So it's disappointing, but you know, let's support these new shows, man. Let's support Marvel. Let's support Ironheart. Let's support diversity. You know, I have no problem looking at a white show. I have no problem looking at a black show. As long as it's good, I don't care. But let's not, you know, kill kids, you know, like dreams and hopes and people they look up to because you want to make a stupid joke. And again, the Nerd Riot or Nerdrotic or whoever they are, the dudes, I think they were trying to be funny, you know, but that wasn't the time or place to be funny. And you could be funny without being super rude and being effed up. But it is what it is. You know, I catch one of them dudes, y'all know what time it is. But it is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think. Have you seen Ironheart? You know what I'm saying? How do you like it? If you're not, you know what I'm saying? What other Marvel shows y'all into? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Creed back with another video, man. Donald Trump says his administration plans to move forward with ending birthright citizenship. And he's quoted as saying that was meant for the babies of slaves. Goodness. In other words, if y'all don't know what birthright citizenship is if your parents were immigrants but you were born here, you automatically was a citizen. But y'all check this out to see what he had to say. Here we go.
This decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now properly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people. We have so many of them. I have a whole list. I'm not going to bore you, and I'm going to have Pam get up and say a few words, but there's really, she can talk as long as she wants because this is a very important decision. This is a decision that covers a tremendous amount of territory. But I want to just thank again the Supreme Court for this ruling. It's a giant. It's a giant. And they should be very proud, and our country should be very proud of the Supreme Court today.
Wow. Wow. I will say this. When he's saying like the birthright citizenship has been abused, he's meaning, you know, immigrants, illegal immigrants that come into the country, have kids, and now they're American citizens. So that's the basis of it. Can it be used as a racist tool? Absolutely. It's a tricky situation because there are each side has its own perspective, and each side is not totally wrong. Do I necessarily agree with ending birthright citizenship? Not necessarily, because the parents, when they make a decision to leave their own country because of, usually people are leaving their countries because they're in bad situations and want a better life. So they come to, let's say, America, and you know they have the kids or fall in love with somebody American or any of the above. It's not the kid's fault for parents making dumb, irrational, or at the time in duress decisions. You know, we have to really look at that. You know, I believe is a nuanced situation, a case by case situation. But I can't see people coming to the country and taking advantage of it, having babies there, and be like, and end up having to stay because their child is an American citizen, or, you know, whatever. Um, this is a very interesting time in American history, because a lot of the stuff that was written into law, it was written into law because of the situation that America was in. Um, will America be America in 100 years? Who knows? Will America even be here in 100 years? Who knows? But I will say this: it's crazy that he's fighting this hard for all these things versus these immigrants. Now, if you're legal, yes, you're illegal. That it hints in the name illegal. But I think when you come in here under duress, you should be able to prove that you deserve to stay here. I don't know what that means as far as how to get it all together, but you should be able to deserve that to stay here, because it's not, that's like running a red light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ran a red light, it's against the law, but that's, speeding is way more dangerous than probably running a red light, depending on what kind of, oh no, let's just say a stop sign in a subdivision. It's not that bad because you don't have a whole bunch of cars, but if you run a stop sign, you know, in traffic, or, you know, a busy area, then it could be a situation. Uh, so I think, you know, coming here, doing right, you know, and doing your time, man, like almost like the, what is it, the servitude thing. I think we should have a pathway, or keep a pathway to citizenship in some cases, but case by case. I think it should be case by case. I don't think you should take everybody, because everybody gonna try to game it. Then that's the truth. All right. Next up, a Texas-born man. He was born to a U.S. soldier on an army base in Germany, was deported by ICE. Officials say the base doesn't count as U.S. soil. I'm not laughing at him being deported, but I'm like, this is a good case of uh, you know, of what we were just talking about. So what I think is, this is sick. You know, obviously he's an American citizen if his mom and dad were Americans. He's an American citizen. And the U.S. Army base, always thought was considered to be American soil. I believe he's gonna get back. I don't see this being like a super tough thing to prove that you're an American citizen, other than, you know, again, you probably had a German birth certificate because that's where you were born, but you're an American through, you know, your parents and through the Army base, man. I know it's some kind of legal precedent for that, you know, but I think he is not going to have a harder time than some of the other people. But I think it's sad that that's what they're doing now. And no, this is still not our fight, but we need to pay attention to what's going on when this type of stuff happens. If we see a lot of it happening, we definitely need to do something about it. But it's still not our fight. I'm sorry. For a lot of people saying, hey, we should see. Nah. It's still not our fight. But let me know what y'all think on everything. I think Donald Trump is using all his powers as president to cause a lot of ruckus and a lot of chaos. Y'all be careful out here, because it's getting real in the field. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is always on the way. Peace. What's good? This your boy, DJ Cree, back with another video. Man, a struggle rapper from North Carolina accuses Cardi B of stealing her song Outside, saying she messed with Cardi, but she was listening to it and was like, it sounded very familiar. Oh my God, I can't believe this is going on once again. Y'all check out the post she posted. She says, I don't care. My song was the S or S. Somebody heard that in my F, and I F with Cardi so hard. This is not even the type of music I make, but I recorded it on some quick S to fulfill my contract and obligations. At the time, they wanted more feminine music. And y'all check out what she had to say, because this is absolutely insane.
Okay, so I know I posted that story, and a lot of people was commenting. So yes, I want to be very, very clear. I fuck with Cardi. I heard the song. I fuck with the song. But as I was listening to it, I was just like, sounded very familiar. And like I said, the song that I made this song 3-4 years ago. My manager at the time wanted me to make more music for females, not be so ratchet, not be so aggressive. They wanted me to make more twerk music, which wasn't really my vibe for real. But I went ahead and made it. I pushed the song down like 20 minutes. Here y'all go, boom. Threw it on YouTube. I didn't even release it. I just threw it on YouTube. But that's neither here nor there, because regardless of the quality of the music or whatever, I had the plan. I just didn't have the platform, clearly. The idea was there, and I really do feel like you just took it and perfected it.
I'm going to say this real quick. Yes, a lot of times a song is influenced by another song. This happens way too often. But another thing, a lot of these common sayings like outside and what else? Just any common phrase is already probably a song if you look it up. This is ridiculous. Plus, the beat that she had is also a sample of somebody else's beat. Now, and it's a common beat in places like Georgia, Florida, and Louisiana. It's y'all recognize it if you hear it. I'm not gonna play it on my channel because of copyright issues. But these are the same melodies. Y'all check out what she had to say at the end.
You're not going to be able to tell me that no, and even if it wasn't the artists themselves, even if it wasn't Cardi herself, somebody on that team heard the song. Yes, it is a common saying. Yes, niggas say niggas been outside. I'm not discounting, I'm not discrediting that. But the coincidence for you to say outside and the beat sound the same, to me, that's too close. Somebody heard it and was like, I could see where they was trying to go with this. Let's take it here. You know what I'm saying? And that, if that's what you want to do, cool. But nigga, reach out and be like, hey, listen, do da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But like, nigga, I hear it, and I know I ain't tripping. I know I'm not tripping. It is what it is at the end of the day, because like I said, that wasn't even no song that I was really pushing for real. But bitch, anyway, stream link up.
Again, these songs be too common. A lot of times you thinking that you're the only one that came up with this on earth with this same beat and the same hook. A lot of times that's not true. We do iterations, and we get influenced by each other all the time. So she really doesn't have much to stand on. Now if the beat was original and she had the outside, I think it would, and she rapped exactly like Cardi B rapped exactly like her, I would think yeah. But I would think this is don't really have a leg to stand on, unless you had proof of actual the words being repeated. Like if it was like a verse, you know what I'm saying, or lines in the song, she can definitely sue for that. But you can't sue for something that's super common that everybody's saying and doing. But let me know what y'all think. Is this woman, this rapper, tripping, or does she have a point? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Cree back with another video. Man, your girl Chrisean Rock. It seems like she's been going through a lot ever since she went to jail. Blueface went to jail. She had the kid. A lot of things were disclosed about the kid's health. Her allegedly not having a place to stay and being broke. But she actually breaks down in tears, and after receiving I think a job opportunity. Y'all check this out, and I'll come back with some more commentary.
I worship you, Father. I worship you, Father. I worship you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I pray that.
Now, to be honest with you, I've always kind of liked her personality and things like that. But I think this is one of those times where, when you do things for money, you do things for fame, sometimes it comes back to bite you in ways. And once you make hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, you expect that to last forever, but it doesn't. And I think she had a big wake-up call, with the health behind her son. That's hard to deal with. The stress of having to be on camera 24 hours a day and exposing your life to hundreds of thousands to millions of people every day. It got to be stressful. And she's thankful she's got a job offer, I guess, from one of these, I believe it's the Zeus Network. I'm not too sure, but, it is what it is. Also, this is what she posted on Instagram, just being thankful. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. You being thankful for something, because anybody can go through it. Anybody can go through it. And I just think this is a learning lesson for y'all younger females out there. Even when you think somebody's up, they may not always be up. And anybody can take a fall. So just let me know what y'all think in the comments about her giving graces to the Lord, and seemingly expressing, some look like some either some guilt or some regret. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Creed back with another video, man. Police are still looking for Derrick Groves. And if y'all don't know who that is, Derrick Grove is the dude who broke out of a Louisiana prison with some other guys. And all of them got caught except for Derrick Grove. And they are looking for him intensely. Man, this case has just been taking a life of his own. But y'all check out this clip and I'll come back with some commentary.
Say Groves could be disguising himself in plain sight.
His face is definitely out there. So perhaps he has grown some facial hair, perhaps he has changed the color of his hair. But the one thing he can't change is the fact that he's a very tall individual.
Since the escape, has largely remained in the shadows.
He has nothing to lose. He's been convicted by.
Officials say Groves.
I'll say this. He is very lucky because everybody else has got caught but him. But it's only a matter of time. You only can hide for so long without needing resources. Now, his girlfriend has been arrested for, I guess she's accused of picking up and transporting another inmate named Linton Van Buren to a relative's home. And it says they arrested her for allegedly helping all the inmates escape. So, and she has been not granted a bond, I guess, at this very moment. Or was it $3 million? I don't know. But either way, she's arrested also. And your boy Antoine Massey has already been captured. He was the guy, asking Lil Wayne and other people to help him in a case, saying he didn't do the things that he did. But if you look up his record, there's some discrepancies. I'm not going to sit here all day and look at his record, but they are making a mockery of these dudes and setting examples. So y'all make sure y'all be careful out here in these streets. Y'all check out this clip and I'll come back with my remaining commentary.
News that Antoine Massey has been captured in Holly Grove, one of 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Parish Jail 6 weeks ago today.
He's in the city of New Orleans. Let's get live to Jonah Gilmore, where this capture just went down. Jonah.
Yeah, Travis and Gina, we did confirm that Antoine Massey has been arrested, and we're getting reports that arrest happened here in the 9400 block of Stroletz Street here. You can see there are some what appears to be detectives leaving the scene right now. When we got here, we saw several plainclothes law enforcement officers with guns. We saw a K9 unit. A lot of these vehicles that we have been seeing have been unmarked units with black tinted windows that they have been getting into. Moments ago, I did speak with neighbors off camera who tell me that this been going on since around 1 o'clock this afternoon. They tell me that they heard a loud commotion, and when they came outside, they saw several of these vehicles parked into this home where you're looking at right now. They tell us that they heard the dogs barking. They saw several law enforcement officers out here. They were encouraged to get back into their homes as that investigation was taking place. But right now, we can confirm that Antoine Massey has been arrested, recaptured, as you mentioned, 6 weeks to the date that he left, escaped the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office Justice Center. But this home right here, neighbors tell me that early today, they were actually talking to the homeowner who was recently cutting the grass. So it's kind of unbelievable to hear that something like that happened here, or that Massey was able to be here if he was here at this home. But neighbors are shocked to see this all going down in their neighborhood. And we'll be here now. You see the scene is clear, but we'll be here try to speak with some neighbors to get an idea of what actually happened throughout the day and bring you the very latest on air and online. Reporting live in New Orleans, Jonah Gilmore, WDSU News.
Now, I will say this. A lot of people are going to go to jail because these guys have used other people to help them in their escape. And what these people don't realize is once you help an inmate like this, you become an accomplice and you become part of the problem. And I just think most people just don't think about the consequences. Now, if he is guilty, if he's innocent, come on, man, let's power together and get him a lawyer. Let's do the right thing. because if you obeyed, if you like help out a criminal, you're going to be, held in custody, possibly convicted. And then what does that say about you and your family? You know, everybody who does crimes are not innocent. I'm just going to be real with you. Everybody who does crimes are not innocent. And yes, they will wrongly convict known criminals. So try your best to stay out the criminal system. That way you have a leg up and you won't be like in this whole system of trying to evade the police. So evade the police. But at the end of the day, you will be judged. You will be judged by a judge or a jury, and those things that you have done will come back to bite you. But let me know what y'all think about this. They're still looking for one more. Antoine Massey has been captured. Do you think their families and girlfriends and whoever else is helping them are doing the right thing? Or do you think they're stupid? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. More content is on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Cree back with another video. Man, Lil Baby. Man, this guy is a menace. Lil Baby admits to being the tenant who left behind dozens of shoes, clothes, and trash inside a Miami mansion. And he stated as saying, "That's us for show" on his Instagram. Y'all check this out.
At least one, if not even 10 pairs of shoes. So let's go through one by one. In this closet, a brand new pair of Timberlands and white Air Forces and more clothes and hats just thrown into the shelves. Over here, loads of garbage and one pair of AF1s in the walk-in closet and one more in the bedroom. And like every square foot of the house, it was pretty gross, especially the bathrooms. In the living room, a PlayStation controller and these ugly Balenciaga slide-ins. And in the next bedroom, another controller, another 2 pairs of shoes, a clogged, nasty bathroom, and another 2 pairs of AF1s in the closet. Next bedroom had some shorts, 4 expensive night pairs in the wardrobe, and against so many accusations, I'm not sneaking inside the house while they are away. They simply left the stuff and don't care about it. In this case, I even called them and asked them what's up with all the clothing, because one room had a whole suitcase full of merchandise and more shoes, and if you pay attention, even some bullets on this desk. And now to the last bedroom, which is my favorite because it has direct pool access, 1 pair of Air Forces on the floor, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 here, and another 2 in the bathroom. Last but not least, the kitchen and fridge full of junk food, and can you guess what was under this pillow? This is what's...
I mean, I will be honest with you. It must be nice to be either this rich or this stupid or a little bit of both. The fact that this dude is leaving all this, I guess, shoes and clothes and just things of just value. I mean, even if it ain't super expensive, it's sentimental value. It's things that, hey, I might have broke those pair of shoes and I might like those pair of shoes, but they leaving them, like, I don't know what is going on. But if I was the owner, I would have been sold those on eBay. I'd have got on eBay, off them, quick as possible. I don't know what y'all rappers thinking. I don't know what in this wasteful world, at least I know it's some homeless people out there who might need these shoes, might need these clothes, man. What we doing in America, dog? It's a proxy war going on. You know what I'm saying? We dropped them bombs on Iran. We got to start thinking about things, man. And Lil Baby was like, "That's us for sure." That is the craziest statement of a lifetime. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, because this is wild. I don't even know if I would do this no matter how much money I have. I have to make sure I got everything, because I think it's more of a hassle to rebuy stuff than just to take it with you. You know what I mean? But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content is always on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Cree back with another video. Man, your boy Mark Lamont Hill responds to Joe Budden's viral Patreon leak. If y'all don't remember, man, Joe Budden leaked accidentally or maybe on purpose the fact that this guy is making close to $1 million a month in Patreon money. And I will say this has become an issue up at the Joe Budden podcast. Y'all listen to more of the conversation behind it, and I'll come back with some commentary. Here we go.
You said JBP Patreon earnings. So for those that don't know, Joe Budden inadvertently on his Instagram stories leaked his revenue from Patreon. I didn't look at it too closely, but I know it was over $900,000. The websites are talking about it. People are texting me about it. People are asking me a lot of questions about it. One, did I know it was going to happen? No, I didn't. I didn't expect it to happen. Bragging about how much money he made, putting out a bunch of numbers. That's not Joe's style. He's too cool for that. So I didn't expect him to do that. And I think it was just an honest mistake. I don't think it was a conspiracy. I think he made an honest mistake. I think he the person who was supposed to black out the info for him didn't do a good job. And so when he posted it, you could see through it. Also, we old, man. We don't be knowing all the technology. I don't know. Y'all could turn up the light here and turn this thing there and see. If I knew all that, yeah.
All right, this is first part of this. I just want to say, I think this was definitely intentional to leak the 30 million, like Joe was saying in his previous podcast. But I think overall, this was purposely done. And yes, Ian probably made a mistake, or whoever he sent it to made a mistake, and it wasn't deleted or marked out correctly. And people got a hold of it, and people, made light of what he was making. And I will say it caused dissent in the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be on the internet, certainly not on the phone. People asked if we were angry at Joe for this. Why would we be angry or hurt? Why would we be hurt? Lies. I work at the Joe Budden podcast, and my arrangement is my arrangement. My deal is my deal. And if Joe hits Powerball and suddenly worth 300 million more, I don't necessarily say, hey, that means my job is worth more. I don't know if that's fair or reasonable. I do think that workers need a bigger slice of the revenue. And we talk about the means of production. I mean, how alienated we are from our labor. I mean, there's a million arguments you could make for why we should get more. And I'm with all of them. Pay me more. But I want to be clear that I don't feel like this revelation on Instagram of Joe Budden's suddenly means that he owes me, or I'll speak for myself, that he owes me anything. If I'm owed anything, it's at any employer, it's because of the quality of my work or the strength of a contract we already signed. So I just don't look at my employer and say, oh, you had a good year, you had a big year, you hit the lottery, you got hit by a bus and got insurance, whatever. Like, now pay me more. Like, I don't think.
Now, I will say this. Mark Lamont Hill is a stand-up guy, but I guarantee he's going to be asking for a raise.
That way. And maybe that's the right way to think, but I don't think that way. And I don't think anyone else up there, at least no one I've spoken to, thinks that way. I think we all are happy for Joe. Those numbers didn't shock me. I already had an idea about what Joe made. So this isn't far from what I thought and think he makes. I just don't care. It's not my business.
I will say this also. When people were making fun of him about the Spotify deal getting 10, 20 million or something like that, I guess he asked for 20 million out the Spotify deal. People were laughing at him, but Joe knew how much money he was bringing in, and Joe knew the worth of the subscribers and the people he had. And this just goes to show you careful insight in the ability to make money. I think it was genius on both their ends.
I'm only answering this because someone asked me. I do think that, for some of y'all who were talking crazy about Joe, about where he's sitting in the garden or how much bread people got, you don't know what people be up to. You don't know how much money they have. You don't know what they do.
Very true.
Don't assume cats ain't up when they up. And Joe been up for a minute now, and he says it, so I don't think y'all even gotta guess. But shout out to Joe. I'm glad that he has reached the milestone of visits to Patreon. I'm proud and excited for him that he has such a huge Patreon subscriber base. And I'm just excited to see him winning. You know, he's come a long way, and he's not only winning, but he's modeling for other artists, other creators, other podcasters, everything. He's modeling for them what's possible when you believe and invest in yourself. Now, it's not get rich quick. It's not easy. Everybody can't invest in themselves. I see if y'all got these YouTube channels that got like 5 views and you're not making any money and you're grinding, and I get it. So I'm not saying it's easy. But what I am saying is when you have the opportunity to invest in yourself and you have the opportunity to produce content through your own label, your own platform, or whatever, do it. Because what you see in Joe Budden is what happens when you believe in yourself, when you invest in yourself.
And he is absolutely right. So all you creators out there, keep your head up, man. Y'all keep hustling. Y'all keep grinding. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for more content, because I will definitely try to keep up this time with all the news and things that's going around. Peace. What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ